Welcome back to Bible Talk with Chris. I'd like to read to you Genesis chapter 5 today. And this passage is a passage that deals with the generations of Adam. Let's take a look here. This is the historical record of Adam's generations. When God created mankind, he made them in his own likeness, creating them male and female. He blessed them and called them humans when he created them. After Adam had lived 130 years, he fathered a son just like him, that is, according to his own likeness, and named him Seth. Adam lived another 800 years, fathering other sons and daughters after he had fathered Seth. Adam lived a total of 930 years and then died. When Seth had lived 105 years, he fathered Enosh. After he fathered Enosh, Seth lived 807 years, fathering all other sons and daughters. Seth lived a total of 912 years and then died. When Enosh had lived 90 years, he fathered Kenan. After he fathered Kenan, Enosh lived 815 years, fathering other sons and daughters. Enosh lived a total of 905 years and then died. When Kenan had lived 70 years, he fathered Mahalalel. After he fathered Mahalalel, Kenan lived 840 years, fathering other sons and daughters. Kenan lived a total of 910 years and then died. When Mahalalel had lived 65 years, he fathered Jared. After he fathered Jared, Mahalalel lived 830 years, fathering other sons and daughters. Mahalalel lived a total of 895 years and then died. When Jared had lived 162 years, he fathered Enoch. After he fathered Enoch, Jared lived 800 years, fathering other sons and daughters. Jared lived a total of 962 years and then died. When Enoch had lived 65 years, he fathered Methuselah. After he fathered Methuselah, Enoch communed with God for 300 years and fathered other sons and daughters. Enoch lived a total of 365 years communing with God, and then he was there no longer because God had taken him. When Methuselah had lived 187 years, he fathered Lamech. After he fathered Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years, fathering other sons and daughters. Methuselah lived a total of 969 years and then died. When Lamech had lived 182 years, he fathered a son, whom he named Noah, because he said, May this one comfort us from our work, from pain that is caused by our manual labor, and from the ground that the Lord has cursed. After he fathered Noah, Lamech lived 595 years, fathering other sons and daughters. Lamech lived a total of 777 years and then died. After Noah had lived 500 years, he fathered Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Bless the reading of God's Word. I find it very interesting in this passage that some of these characters appeared to have waited until they were really old to have kids. Seth lived 105 years and fathered Enosh. It's a long time to wait to have kids, but in relation to his life, he lived 807 years after he had Enosh and lived until he was 912 years. So 105 years is only 1/9 of his total lifespan. So he had a lot of bachelorhood time before he decided to have kids, it looks like. But what do you suspect allowed people to live until 900 years? The oldest man that's recorded in the Bible is Methuselah. He lived a total of 969 years and then died. Something tells me that the earth was just a little less harmful, maybe a little more hospitable to human life in some ways. There are many creation scientists that have reasons for this and have come up with some postulates, some theories, some possible reasons why this might have happened. But what we do know is that these men lived quite a long time. And they probably became very wise. There are many things you can learn in that amount of time. It seems like most of us seem to get wiser as we get older. Not all of us, but that seems to go together. With age comes wisdom. We read in Proverbs. So I just wonder sometimes how wise these men really were. They may have discovered many different types of technologies, if you will. Maybe not with electricity, but they probably learned how to do all sorts of things with tools and with their hands. We have very little archaeological record of some of these high-tech things they might have learned, but my guess is that they probably weren't just sitting around relaxing in their hammock between jungle trees. Bless the reading of God's Word. Thank you for joining me. And remember, God is on the throne and prayer changes things. Talk to you next time.